And I kept asking why, and I couldn't understand. So I took a picture of my son, and I went to Wal-Mart. That was where he purchased the rifle. And I went up to the sporting section, and I said, I wanted to see the person that sold this boy a gun. And they said, well, they couldn't tell me who it was, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to see that person. I just wanted someone to really be hurt and live with what I have to live with. And I said, I do know now what it is that I want from you. I want you to not sell these guns to kids anymore. And they told me that they were completely following the gun laws in Maine. And if I wanted to be able to change that, then I would have to talk to my congresspeople. And I said, I'll do just that.
Tonight is the first time in front of an audience. Today is actually the second time that I've seen it myself. I thought it went way better than what I expected it to. I was actually shocked when the lights came back on and I saw all the people that were in that room. I was like, oh, there wasn't that many people when I sat down. I have nothing against people hunting. I have nothing against people purchasing weapons. I just have a problem with the age that they can purchase them at, with the teen suicide rate being so high.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for Mainers between 15 and 24 years old. While the suicide rate for youth in Maine is around the national average, the rate of suicide by firearms in Maine is higher than the national average. In Maine, 60% of youth suicide are committed with firearms.
If Maine wants to address its high suicide rate, one of the key things it has to do is to worry about the methods of suicide, and the method of suicide in Maine is firearms. And easy access to firearms makes the completed suicide rate in Maine much higher than it is, say, in Massachusetts or Rhode Island or Connecticut or New York or New Jersey.
No, I thought the film was absolutely perfect. That is, you know, how it works in legislation. As you could probably tell in the film, there was a lot of things that, like through the work session where I was just sitting with my jaw hanging there and I didn't have anything to say, I couldn't even think. I was like, this is not how it worked before the behind-the-scenes lobbying started. So I was just flabbergasted.
I think that in Maine, the gun lobby is very, very powerful. A lot of us shy away from tangling with them. Of course, you're going to have the gun lobbyists in the halls just trying to undermine and trying to get to every single legislator, especially that are going to be on the committee, asking them not to vote for the bill.
The amount of resources available to the NRA just dwarf everything else. And then they have lobbyists in the state legislatures as well. And they have a full-time lobbyist who works the New England groups, and there is no comparable lobbyist for gun violence prevention groups.
The only thing that comes to mind is it's not fair. It's not fair to everyday people like me who can't pay lobbyists. Obviously, I have to work to pay my own bills. But I figured when the film came out, it would be that much easier for me to make my stand. Because now I'm not one, there's many.
It's very difficult, obviously, in a 60-minute or a 50-minute film to capture all of the nuances of what happens in the legislature, because it is messy and it's just such a long process, and there's a lot of minutiae as well as important items. But I think that Jeff and Anita and Shoshana did such a marvelous job, really, of capturing generally what went on.
When I first went into it, I was like, I didn't know anything about politics. I didn't know about legislation. I was like, I want to try to do this. I think I can. And then I'd have days where, what am I thinking? I don't know anything about this. Who's going to listen to me? And then as the bill got into the legislation, it kind of took on a personality, a little bit of its own.
Motion's been made, under 18 with parental permission. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand.
This bill started out as a simple little bill. All I asked for was a waiting period. The bill itself has been watered down so much that it doesn't actually exist anymore.
And then when the bill didn't pass, I was devastated. Like I said in the film, though, I wasn't going to be so much of a devastation that it would ruin me. In actuality, it made me stronger, because I'm more determined now than I was in the beginning to finish this. I think this film will bring awareness so that people are aware that this is a really big issue in Maine. And then the more people that are aware that this is an issue, the more people can come together to fight the issue.